So a follow-up video to my first combat arena video. So I've gotten a couple of questions about how the new combat arena matches up to the old. Now, easy enough, as you can see here, the rule book, while it is almost exactly the same, it is larger in the old version. So it looks like they have cut down a lot of things here. They cut down the box, the insert, they cut down some of the instruction booklets, and they made a couple of changes, obviously, for the new characters. There's a couple of color changes, but for the most part, the two manuals are almost completely identical. So what you've got here is pretty much just the same game reskinned. Now, what this means, and we'll go over the character cards in a bit here, but what this means is that the characters actually are compatible from the old version to the new version, which is a good thing. There is a bit of a caveat, though, that goes along with it, and like I said, we'll go over that. But as you can see here, everything sort of lines up as it did, with the exception of the fact that you get less models in the new version. You get smaller instructions, and you get one less variant on the rules, one less combat variant. So in the original version, there were more models. As you can see, there were 5, but in the new one, we get 4. Now, the story for this other one is a little bit different, and like I said, this is where we get into the characters, we get into the lore, we get into the information, and it is a little bit different from the new version, but not so much that it's going to hinder anything. And as you can see, same assembly instructions and an advertisement. Now, obviously, the older combat arena has an out-of-date advertisement on the back of it. First Strike versus the Recruit Edition of 40K, 9th edition. So these models, of course, were the push-to-fit models that came in Blackstone Fortress, at least for the older version. Now, to go over everything else we've got here, as you can see, I actually had not even punched anything yet for this particular copy of the box. I have 2 copies of the old combat arena. I haven't been able to find my open copy because I had to do some shuffling, but as you can see, the board is larger. It does not fold, it just sits in the box. The manual is larger, and the insert, obviously, since the box is larger, the insert is larger. Now, everything else, the cards, and from the action cards to the character cards, all of those are the same size. However, as you can see, if you've watched my other video, the backs are different. So that is kind of the only thing that is stopping anything here. And as you can see, you actually got some handy plastic bags in the old version that you did not get in the new version. Now, the board is exactly the same, the old and the new. It's just the new board folds and the old board does not. And that's simple enough. The tokens are the same. The action board there is exactly the same. It's just a different color. And as you can see here, these are the old character cards. They use the same symbols. They use the same movement rules. They use the same pretty much everything. So I guess the long and the short of this is that you can, in fact, use the old characters and the old cards with the new version. The only difference is you're going to know what's coming next unless you sleeve everything. If you sleeve all of the cards, it will be a little bit different. And as you can see, that there's the colors and the symbols or whatnot that are different. But if you sleeve all of these cards and hide the back of them, it should actually be fine. You should have no issues mixing up the two, as long as you know, sort the components out properly. And this is just kind of a follow-on video for those people that were asking. Since I do have both versions of the game, I figured I might as well go ahead and you know, flop this out there and answer the questions, the burning questions, because it you know, it interested me as well, because I thought to myself, okay, well, you know, that is a good question. Will the old and the new version, you know, will it match up? Anyway, I appreciate anybody who's watching. Please like, please subscribe, and I will do more of these videos in the future. If you guys have any questions about any videos that I have done, please feel free to drop me a message, you know, put a message on a video. You know, if I have the time, I will throw a video together. So anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the future.